Okay, everybody, Stephen Key here, and I'm back. Today I want to talk about something I think it's on everyone's mind. Sometimes you have to believe in yourself when nobody else does. And it's a hard road to be an inventor and having a dream and pursuing that dream. And sometimes you have to overcome a lot of obstacles. And I want to talk a little bit about that. And it's all about believing in yourself and getting through some of the obstacles. So anyway, I remember it all started out. I was a freshman at Santa Clara University in California, and I was studying economics, and I realized that I didn't like it. In fact, I didn't like it at all. So I took an art class by mistake, and I found that I really loved working with my hands. There was something really magical about creating something. And I went home, I told my dad I wanted to be an artist. He was like, ugh. But he gave me permission to try something else. And I did. I became an art major. I quit Santa Clara University, went over to San Jose State, and started studying art. And I realized very quickly I wasn't going to be this great artist, but there's something about the creativity I really enjoyed. And I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. I left a few units shy of graduating. In fact, I didn't care because I was going to start my own company because I didn't think anybody would hire me, because I really didn't have any skills. I have a very big learning disability, and school was not easy. And I just thought, I better start a company because I don't think I can get a job anywhere. I eventually went back to get my degree when I was 45 years old, but that's a whole nother story. Okay, so I leave and I figured, how do I make a living? So I just started making things out of nylons. And I started selling those things I made at county fairs, street fairs, state fairs, wherever I could set up a table. I made stuff and brought it out. And James is going to show a photograph here of one of my shows. But I absolutely loved doing these art shows. It wasn't easy. I didn't make a great living, but I loved it. That moment of creating something and someone coming and walking by and buying it was amazing. Now, you have to realize, I did that for about 5 years. And before you know it, I'm like 27, 28 years old. And my family and my good friends thought I was like, what am I doing? They thought I was kind of the biggest loser on the planet. And they had good reason to think that, because they were buying houses and cars and starting families. And here I was with a dream. So I really didn't have a lot of people supporting me. They did, but I could tell they just kind of put up with me. But there was one person I did meet. His name was Steve Askin. And James is going to put a picture of Steve up there. He was my mentor. He believed in me when no one else did. In fact, I remember when I met him for the first time, and he said to me, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be creative. I want to be an artist. He says, fantastic. He goes, people think I'm nuts. He goes, yeah, they're the crazy ones. You're the smart ones. Find something you love to do. And I still speak with Steve almost once a week now, and it's 40 years later. We're still good friends. Without having him as a mentor, having him supporting me, I would not be here today. So I have my first job. I'm in Fremont, California. Once again, I'm reading some article about the startup company called Worlds of Wonder, and they've got this teddy bear that's going to talk. And at the time, I was making stuffed animals. I taught myself one summer to be a pattern maker, and James is going to show you this sea lion, Sandy the sea lion I met in this little apartment. And when I read the article on Sunday, I just went down to that business. It was in Fremont. I went down, knocked on the door, and said, hey, I'm a plush designer. You need to hire me. Well, they did, because they didn't know what they were doing, and I clearly didn't really understand what I was doing. And in fact, I tell this really funny story. On my second interview, I went out and bought a jacket, thinking I better get a jacket. And I went ahead and got this jacket, and I had my second interview. I'm going to land this, my first job, and I'm really happy. I go through the interview, I come home, I look at myself in the mirror, and I'm feeling pretty proud, and there's the price tag dangling from the jacket. I'm sure they saw it, but attitude is everything. But they hired me, and that company was called Worlds of Wonder, and we launched Teddy Ruxpin, which became this huge hit. James is going to show you a picture of the prototype. He's also going to show you that I saw on the paper, which looks terrible. He's going to show you a commercial too.
show and tell time.
Another teddy bear? My teddy's name is Teddy Ruxpin. He talks, he tells stories,
Four batteries not included.
Hi, my name is Teddy Ruxpin. Can you and I be friends?
Yeah.
I really enjoy talking to people. I would like you...
Teddy Ruxpin, the storytelling bear, comes with illustrated book and cassette from Worlds of Wonder.
Well, Teddy Ruxpin changed my life. I was head of design. I was living in different countries, setting up the manufacturing, got to be involved in laser tag and all these great hits at Worlds of Wonder.
Signal, begin.
Laser tag, the game that moves at the speed of light. From Worlds of Wonder, Stadium not included.
It completely changed everything. But I'll tell you the biggest change. I'm on the production line in China, and my job is to make sure Teddy's talking well. And James has got a picture of one of the factories. And I realized, what am I doing here? I'm tired. I've been there for months at a time. And it dawned on me something my father said. He said, Steve, if you ever want to create great wealth, you have to find something that doesn't require your presence, your time, and has a multiplying effect. And I didn't understand it until I realized that the inventor of Teddy Ruxpin was not there, clearly wasn't using his hands, and the multiplying effect was that factory. And that was called licensing. That's when it all dawned on me that was product licensing, and that's what I wanted to do. So I came home, I quit Worlds of Wonder, and I started my own company, Stephen Key Design. I moved out to this little town, Modesto, California, and started my company. And I started licensing. I reached out to companies and showed them some of my work I was sewing up and some of my ideas, and some were sketches. But I started licensing plush. And James is going to show you some of the stuff I licensed to this one company called Applause. But then again, I started reaching out to other companies, and I did back to school. I did a product called Food Flight. I licensed something called Storybook Pins, Storybook Eraser, Sharpener and Pen, and a bunch of other stuff. And it just kind of worked. And I figured out a method of showing companies ideas, and they would license it from me. And then things are going okay, but you have to realize still, my wife's got this big job at Gallo. She's vice president of marketing, and I'm making stuffed animals. I still wasn't really looked at seriously. And I have to admit, people still kind of thought I was a loser. You know, I thought, this is crazy. You know, I've had this great experience at Worlds of Wonder, and I'm licensing ideas, but for some reason, I just wasn't, you know, I don't know, I'm still struggling a little bit. So, but my next hit comes, it's a Michael Jordan wall ball. And I showed it to Ohio Art. They licensed it to me, and it sold for over 10 years. There's a commercial here.
Go one-on-one with Michael Jordan right in your own room with Michael Jordan wall ball.
Best looking backboard I ever seen.
Michael Jordan wall ball from Ohio Art Sports.
And things changed a little bit. That was a little bit more credibility. And I started believing in myself now a little bit more. There you go. I'm talking about believing in yourself. And still, people couldn't figure me out. And I know if you're doing this, people are having a hard time figuring you out too. What do you really want to do? And they're questioning you because they questioned me too. Soon I have a big hit with the Spin label, and that's when everything changed. There's a commercial James is going to put up with Alex Trebek.
Sundown Herbals presents its remarkable Twist and Learn label. It works like an herbal information center that helps you learn about herbs simply by turning the label. Sundown's new Twist and Learn label, where to turn for help.
It was in Walmart. The royalties started coming in. It started selling around the world. That's finally when I got some recognition from my family, from my wife's family. And I remember the day it happened, I was kind of surprised. People were treating me a little bit different, but I was the same person. Nothing had changed. What had changed was I believed in myself long enough that something happened, and I had a couple people behind me supporting me along the way, and I figured it out. And I'm here to tell you, you can do this. I'm also here to tell you, you're going to have a lot of people thinking you're crazy. I'm also here to tell you, you need to be smart about this or you won't be doing this very long, because it is a long game. And you have to be smart with your money and your time. So I'm here to tell you absolutely, and that's why I'm glad you're watching this video. Because today, I'm still in it. I still talk to Steve Askin. I'm still licensing ideas. I'm part of a new concept called Fishbone, which we licensed it to one of the largest packaging companies in the United States. It's rolling out now. James is going to show a commercial. Our biggest first account is Brita Water. You'll see this too. Life is changing. Have I changed? No. I'm still that person that wants to be creative. I'm still that person that started out that I want to be creative. I want to make things with my hands and I want to share those with other people. That has never changed. So I'm glad you're watching this video. I want you to believe in yourself because you can do it. Keep on watching these videos. I'm going to help you every step along the way. This is Stephen Key. Until next time, thanks for watching.